What's up guys, Gavin here. Today I'm doing a update for the zombie deck profile. Honestly, the last profile was a little bit of a mess. It was pretty fun though, I have to say. Playing the trap cards was fun, but I've streamlined the deck down to 40 cards. It's a lot more consistent and I think just a lot better overall. So yeah, I think you could definitely contend with some of the meta decks with this one. So anyways, without any further ado, let's just go on and get right into it. Okay, to start for the main deck, we are playing 3 copies of Unizombie and 3 copies of Shiranui Solitaire. So there's pros and cons to starting with either one of these cards. Unizombie's a little bit safer, while Shiranui Solitaire leaves you a little bit more vulnerable to disruption. Although I do think it's still worth playing at 3 because we are playing the Gamut package and this card does tribute itself all for cost. So that does give you a window to activate Gamma if your opponent does try to like say Ash Blossom your Shiranui Solitaire. So those are our main starters in the deck. And then also we are playing 2 copies of Gozuki once again. This card is good for getting zombie monsters into the graveyard from your deck, and you know that's what this deck really loves to do. So definitely like playing this card at 2. Also, this card has a nice little effect where if it gets sent to the graveyard, you can banish another zombie monster in your graveyard that is not this card, and special summon a zombie from your hand. So that can help get some zombies out of your hand, like Mizuki. We are playing 3 copies of Mizuki. You know, some people like to play this card at 2, and I don't know, I like it at 3 because this card is fun to use. You know, once you get going, you can go through all 3 pretty quick. So I definitely really like this card a lot. And yeah, it's just quite a nice extender. Moving right along, playing 2 copies of the Necroworld Banshee. This card is pretty nice. I don't think there's much of a reason to play it at 3 because it's pretty easy to access with all the cards that in this deck that send zombie monsters to the graveyard. So once this card hits the graveyard, you can go ahead and banish it and activate a zombie world directly from your deck, and that's really nice because this deck benefits a lot from Zombie World, and other decks hate Zombie World. 1 copy of Glowbloom. I don't really see any reason to play more than 1 in this deck because you just search it off the Hauki Fibrax. Yeah, you don't really want to be normal summoning this card. I think I was playing it in multiples in the last profile, and I think that's a mistake now. Just 1, that's all you need, and it gets you access to your Ballard Rock. And once again, 2 copies of Ballard Rock. This card is actually, I think it's pretty decent to play at 2 because 1, you can actually get 2 going in grind games, and that's really good because once you have like 2 of this card and your zombie world's flowing, you're getting this card every standby phase, life is good, you're going to win the game. Also, sometimes this card gets banished, or one of them gets banished, and it's nice to have another one to fall back on. But yeah, otherwise this card is a ridiculous boss monster that is very annoying. Very annoying for your opponent to deal with. Then we are playing a danger package. So we're playing 4 dangers. I decided to put the Mothman in here just because, sometimes you run out of dangers to special summon from the deck. And also Danger Mothman's effect is I just don't think it's too bad. Both players get to draw 1, unfortunately, and then discard 1. So, but we generally tend to benefit from that more in our deck, like especially if we have Mizuki's in our hands, so we can just send those to the graveyard and use them extenders. So yeah, I really like this package a lot. Maybe run 2 Mothmen, but Mothman is a nice addition to this package. Then we are playing 2 copies of Tenyi Spirit Adhara. So this card is a tuner, and it's a free special summon if you have an empty board, so it's pretty nice to just start your turn by special summoning this card, and normal summoning, like if you don't have a Unizombie or Shiranui Solitaire, you can use this card with like a Mizuki or something and make Hauki Fibrax that way, and that's a pretty strong play as well. So also it's a level 1 Earth Tuner, and you can use it to make the Naturia Beast, which is quite nice because we do play Mizuki and Gozuki are both Earths, so that actually works out really well. 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Just a zombie hand trap, and it just happens to be one of the better hand traps, I think. There's just a lot of good things to Ash. It's kind of low impact these days, but you know, sometimes it can be high impact and really stop your opponent dead in the tracks. So yeah. 2 copies of Nibiru because you could actually play back row removal here if you wanted to. I'm just a little bit more scared of combo, just because I think combo is a little bit better than back row decks right now. So yeah, just Nibiru just helping you out, helping you stop those combo players, or at least impede them from going full combo. And then to round it off for the hand traps, 3 copies of Gamma, and then the everyone's favorite Psychic Boy Driver. It's actually absolutely amazing how often you draw this card, and like we play other cards in this deck at 1, you know, you'll see in the spells, you'll always see this card. You'll never see your other one-off spells that you actually want to draw, unfortunately. So that's kind of the way it goes, but you know, when this card actually works, it's amazing. So yeah, playing it at max capacity. Going into the spells, playing 3 copies of Zombie World, because Zombie World just stops Dragon Link dead in its tracks, because all their Link monsters need Dragon type material, and it also stops some other decks out there as well. Just any type based strategy just gets absolutely obliterated by Zombie World if they can't out it. So definitely playing it at 3, and plus it's really good with Doom King Ballard Rock because you summon it back every turn. And then we do play 3 copies of Super Poli. Yeah, just this is a Super Poli deck. It loves Super Poli, and it has some room in the extra deck to play more targets than just Starving Venom and the Necrosoul Dragon. So we're playing some other ones in there as well, and just super flexible. And I love Super Poli because it's very unfair to your opponent, that is. And then to round it off for the one-off spells that you see a lot less than you'll see the Cyframe Driver, Instant Fusion, Monster Reborn, Foolish Burial, and Called by the Grave. So Instant Fusion and Called by the Grave are similar purpose. You know, you summon out the Millennium Eyes to you know, stop your opponent from hand trapping you. Also, you could summon out a Mud Dragon of the Swamp if you know, for some reason you need a level 4. We're not playing any synchros or rank 8, level 8 synchros in this deck, so probably not going to do that. Just going to use it for the Millennium Eyes. But then Monster Reborn, just super strong card, and Foolish Burial, also super strong in this deck. So that's going to round it off for the main deck. It is 40 cards exactly, so try to streamline it as much as possible. So let's go on into the extra deck. Okay, to start for the extra deck, we are playing 1 copy of Link Rebo to link off the Bloom, 1 copy of Vampire Sucker to plus off of every time a zombie monster is special summoned from the graveyard, 1 copy of Halki Fibrax to get us access to our Bloom. Also, we can make use of the Quick Sync effect in this deck, 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix for back row removal, 1 copy of Avon Dread Savior for sending more zombie monsters to the graveyard during battle phase. Also, it beats over stuff. Honestly, this card is more of a flex spot. I'm not 100% on this card here, but it's decent. 1 copy of Yuki Onna. Sometimes you go into this card in matchups where your opponent banishes a lot, and it's not bad. Also, it's good against decks that special summon from the graveyard as well. 1 copy of Boral Sword Dragon for ending games and OTKing. So that's it for the links. For the Synchro, we play 1 copy of Formula Syncron for summoning off of Halki Fibrax effect, 1 copy of Naturi Beast, and 1 copy of Shirinui Sun Saga. So during our opponent's turn, you can use the Formula Syncron and Doom King Ballard Rock to go into Shirinui Sun Saga. That's only if you have the Zombie World on the field, because this card does take a zombie tuner, but under Zombie World, everything's a zombie, so Formula Syncron is no longer a machine. So that's it for the little Synchro engine. Also, when you summon this card, it pops something on your opponent's field. because you'll shuffle back the Formula Syncron. If you've already gone into Naturia Beast, you can actually pop 2. So yeah, Shiranui sounds like a pretty neat card. For the fusions, we're playing 1 copy of Millennium Eyes for instant fusion, 1 copy of Mud Dragon, and actually most of these fusions are super poly targets. So we're playing the Almaduke. This one takes 3 link monsters, so, and it's also a wind type. So if you're going up against the Tri Brigade deck, that's really annoying, and they make the 3 link monsters. And yeah, this is a wind, so you can super poly all those link monsters away and beat over the wind statue. It like almost never comes up, but I just like to I like to have this card in there for the off chance that happens. And then the much more common super poly targets are Starving Venom and Nether Soul. Honestly, you could take this out and put whatever you want in there. I'm just leaving it in there because I feel like there's a decent amount of space. You could play a level 8 synchro in here, like Boral Low Dragon, or maybe even Chaos Ruler, you know, just to mill 5. I don't know. That might be good in this deck. I'm not sure. Or even the Draco Berserker of the Tenyu. You could play one of those instead of this card. But yeah, anyways, that's it for the deck profile, guys. So I hope you enjoyed. I am going to play this deck at my locals this weekend, so hopefully that's going to be some fun. You know, these zombies do like taking heads, so hopefully I'll pilot them and allow them to do that. So thank you so much for watching, and with that, I'm just going to leave you with a peace out and have a nice day. Goodbye.